Good morning, everyone. All right, so I hope everyone had a good weekend. Good morning, Seven, the Unknowns, Discount, Matt. What's up, guys? All right, so we've got some gappers this morning. There's TRPX gapping up from 520 all the way to 669. Also VSTM gapping up from 296 to 350. GERN gapping up from 348. APOP gapping up from 654 all the way to 750. There's a few other gappers. There's BOLD. But I'm going to go ahead and add my watch list to the chat so I can kind of save it this morning. All right, what's up, Salty? What's up, Tiny? Good morning, guys. All right, so now I'm just hoping that some of these stocks are tradable on TradeNet. Bold, RGNX, RUSL, RUSS, MNLO. And MBII. Yep, I'm posting it out now, dog. Alright, so here's my watch list. And let me go ahead and add it to my Twitter. And then I'll go ahead and look up why some of these are moving. All right. Alright, guys, so yeah, we got a few decent movers. Let's check to see if any of these are actually tradable on TradeNet, which is the biggest concern I have this morning, is that some of these are not going to be tradable. Alright, so you can see VSTM's moving a decent amount. A lot of movement here. It's the same thing with TRPX. APOP's moving okay. GERN is gapping up. I know I can trade that if worse comes to worse, but I'm hoping some of these are tradable. VSTM is not. TRPX is not. Man, see, this is what aggravates me. You know, those are picture perfect overextended short setups, and I just can't get into them. Can't trade APOP. Some days are better than others, I guess. BOLD is tradable. RGNX is tradable. RUSL is tradable. RUSS is as well. MLNO is not. And MBII. See, on a day we have good gappers, you know, I can't get into either one of them going short, which is ultimately what I'm looking for. So that's really frustrating. I guess I'm going to look to see why some of these are moving, but I wish TradeNet would add these. You know, I really need a broker where I can just short anything that most people can short. Because, you know, I guess it's kind of torn where nobody can short LFIN except for like people like me. You can see LFIN had a crazy day. I mean, it ended up getting halted and never resuming. But frustrating regardless. Thanks for the sub, Benjamin369. Welcome, man. Appreciate it. We're finally over 3,000 subscribers, so appreciate everyone who subbed so far. Good morning, Alba. Yeah, short trade is probably one of my only options. Just because, you know, I'd really like to short these two right here, TRPX and VSTM. Unfortunately, you know, it's not going to let me. Right, Matt, I really want to short these two this morning too. It's frustrating just because I really want to short and I can't. Overextended. Both of these are overextended for the most part. Thanks for subscribing, Unknowns. Welcome, man. RSYS. Yeah, RSYS is trying to push. Slowed down a little bit after that initial push this morning, but it's trying. It's up 6 cents. So we'll see. What's up, Philip? What's up, bro? Yeah, so I'm just going to look to short RUSS and RGNX then. Let's look up, see why some of these are moving. Good morning, 4True. PL. Matt 7. INSIX. What's up, man? Is there someone we could talk about adding smaller caps? What do you mean? Alright, so first off, let's look at VSTM, see why it's moving. Hopefully I can find a few more gappers that I might be able to take advantage of. So let me know if you see anything else moving. Alright, but VSTM, first things first. With VSTM, VSTM stated that the FDA accepts NDA filing, grants priority review of them for leukemia and lymphoma. So the FDA accepted the filing and granted a priority review. So that's good news for VSTM. Now let's look at TRPX here. One I really wish I could trade. Alright, so TRPX announced top-line results of Phase 2A study at Yale University for Tourette syndrome program. So good results for TRPX. That's why it's gapping up. Let's look at RUSS now. Alright, so apparently RUSS is a Russian ETF, which I don't know if it's necessarily going to be a good overextended short. ETFs usually aren't, you know, I mean they sometimes work, but they're not my favorite things to short like that. Let's look at RGNX then. Yeah, LFIN just was never resumed. It's still at 28.19. Got resumed. Needed more information, I believe, from the company, and so just never resumed. Kind of scary for anybody holding that. RGNX. I don't see any news release on RGNX, which makes me want to short it more. Alright, so now let's look at RUSL here. You can see RUSL is gapping down from 55 all the way to 40. Let's look to see what's going on with it. I'm guessing merger. Unless my thinkorswim is slow, I'm not seeing any news for RUSL. I wonder why. Hold on 1 second, guys. Alright, so that was just my wife making sure I gave my son his medicine. RUSL, still not finding anything on RUSL. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with it. So apparently RUSL is a Russian ETF as well for some reason. And so that's not going to be a good overextended short play. At least I don't think it will. Kind of bummed out about that. But MBII is having this late day spike. Look at this right here. Look at this spike with MBII later on this morning in pre-market. Just spiked up to 334. So spiked up to where it's actually gapping up some after it was down, what, 45 cents, almost 50 cents. So crazy move with that one. We'll see what happens with it. MLNO. CPST. Alright, let me just look up what MLNO is doing. Okay, so MNLO had disappointing trial results. And so that is why it's gapping down such a huge amount from 35 to 12. So yeah, just disappointing results for that one. Let's see. CPST. I mean, it's moving some. I don't think I can trade it, but even if I could, it doesn't look like a good short. Yeah, it's a bummer. MBII maybe. No. TEUM. TEUM's gapping up some, but it doesn't have a big range. And I can't trade that one on TradeNet anymore. That sucks. What's up, Gennardo? What's up, man? Good morning, Sean. JB. Abdul. What's up, guys? Let's see if I can find anything else. Still kind of looking. Yeah, I mean, they've got some good gappers, but none that I can really trade, which is the aggravating part. INCY has been crazy. NLNK gapping down some. Apparently it had a phase 3 drug failure. And so thus is gapping down pretty big from the 742 level all the way to 4. But yeah, really these two are the biggest movers that I like the most, VSTM and TRPX. I'd be looking to short both of these if I could. Unfortunately, I can't. Kind of bummed out about it. And the only other ones that are really gapping up to my liking are Russian ETFs. So just going to patiently wait, see if I can find anything else. Let me know if you see any big gappers, any overextended gaps that I haven't gone over yet. Let's see. Maybe LMFA looks okay. It used to be tradable on TradeNet. It still is, so that's good. LMFA, GEN, VERU, SRAX maybe. Yeah, SRAX is gapping up a big amount. Maybe looking at these two, but just not really what I look for with these. There's also I had a big move on Friday. ALO. CASI. Gonna watch CASI as well. I think I can trade this one. Yeah, so I can trade CASI, so I may stick to that one, try to get into that one this morning. SSI gapping up. EOD, SREV, XGTI, TANH, NKTR, NLNK, alright, so those are my watches this morning. HEAR. Yeah, it seems like HEAR is some type of merger or split or acquisition or something crazy like that. Let me see. So I guess this is Turtle Beach, HEAR. Yeah, so HEAR is Turtle Beach. I actually have some Turtle Beach headphones, but I'm not really seeing like an acquisition or anything like that. It's just saying Turtle Beach reports strong selected preliminary first quarter 2018 results. There's got to be something else though. An analyst lifted Turtle Beach to $4 from 1.5. Maybe that's why. But this thing was at 64 cents. So that is a crazy move. I know, dog. I wish I could trade it, man. ACST, ACAD. Alright, let's look. ACST, ACA, not moving. ACAD looks interesting. It's gapping down some though. I usually like shorting stocks better than rebound long plays. So we'll see. It was a reverse split. That's why. I don't know why it didn't say that on Thinkorswim. It said it had good results. I knew it wasn't gapping up, 400% or more because of good results. That just doesn't ever happen. PTN. PTN's gapping up some. Maybe be interesting. This one's slowed down some, it looks like. This one was moving crazy a while back. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, it's steady pushing up. It's at the high of the day. I might watch it. I'm going to go ahead and move a different one over here, even though I'm watching these two. Definitely watching these two. Also, BOLD gapping up some in a strong way. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my Thinkorswim. It may not be, maybe it's not updating. I don't know. The last news I have out for BOLD is on the 5th. So Thursday. Who knows? Also going to be watching GERN here. It's gapping up some. I may take a shot at this one, depending on how it acts. It's got a very clear pre-market high over 4. If it gets rejected, maybe a good short. Going to be watching GERN. All right. Yeah, I figured there was something going on with HER here, HEAR. Stock just doesn't move like that unless it's like a split or like an acquisition, a merger, or something crazy. Alright, so yeah, with VSTM and TRPX, I'm looking for an overextended short play. May as well just paper trade this. But yeah, that's what I'm looking for with VSTM. I think VSTM used to be tradable. I don't know what happened to it. They must have removed it, but I think it used to be tradable here. Kind of bummed out it's not. They took it off because that's a decent gap. I kind of like it, so bummed out, but oh well. It's gapping up about 50 cents. We'll see what happens with GERN here. What's up, guys? What's up, Lewis? Appreciate the sub, man. Thanks for the sub, bro. Alright, so yeah, we got a few movers. Gonna watch CASI, GERN. These are two I can actually trade. For reversal plays, gonna watch RUSL here. And MLNO. See if maybe a potential long going on there. LMFA is actually a cheap penny stock that I can trade for once. And I'm actually, I'm actually pretty decent at trading stocks under $1 most of the time. A lot of the times they have decent momentum on the upward direction, so if I can trade this one, I might jump into it. We'll see what happens. NBII was acting crazy, made a little bit of a late push up to about 335 it looks like, but then it came all the way back down to 295, so it just couldn't hold that big push. I'm not sure why it did that. What's up, Ant? What's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while, bro. CLF. What's up, Ben? Not with the type of account I have. My Robinhood account's actually down a lot. You can see this call or this put on LABD just ended up breaking my account. But you can see LABD is actually gapping down a pretty big amount today. So this thing's been swinging back and forth a lot. We'll see what happens. It should kind of come back a little bit today, but we'll see. Look at SENS. You're saying? Oh, I didn't even see SENS. I kind of like it. You said it's at the high. Yeah, it's at the high of the year at 372. Next resistance levels at about 365, 367. Okay, and I do have that line drawn already. So, yeah, I gotta keep an eye on this one. Maybe over 4. We'll see if it gets some momentum. See if I can trade it. No, can't trade it, unfortunately. Yeah, to trade in pre-market or in after hours on Robinhood, you have to have the gold package. So you basically have to have over 2,000 in your account. You do get leverage and you are able to trade in after hours in pre-market, but I just don't know if I want to deposit $2,000 into my Robinhood account to get it. It's tempting though, just for swing trades in pre-market and after hours though. CHFS T dot. Yeah, CHFS actually looks interesting as well. It's sitting right at $3 even. So we'll see what happens with CHFS. Looks interesting. Yeah, dog, that's kind of how it happens, man. Sergio, I'm going to try to use bigger sizing today. The thing about it is, though, is that in order for me to use bigger sizing, I honestly, I want my favorite setup. And I just don't see it this morning. Like, the only favorite setup I see it with is these two stocks. I would like to short VSTM and TRPX. But unfortunately, I can't trade these on TradeNet. And so, you know, I'm going to be using bigger sizing, but with these two, you know, without any overextended short plays, which are easily my most profitable setup that I get into, my confidence isn't really high with the other setups that I use. And so, you know, there's nothing wrong with kind of sitting back and looking and waiting for your favorite premium setup that you like getting into. And, you know, we'll see if I can find one today. Maybe if GERN breaks the low of the day and then continues falling, I might jump in short. But I'm not as confident in it as I would be with VSTM or TRPX. And so I'm going to try to use bigger sizing today. But if I don't, you know, please don't get mad at me, just because I'd prefer to wait for A plus premium setup that I really like an overextended short. And so we'll see if I can find one. If I can't, I may just use tiny size. Another thing I was considering is I may start scaling into my positions. And so, for instance, if a stock breaks the low of the day and I get in with a small share size and then it bounces up, maybe adding to that position when it breaks the low of the day again. But we'll see what happens, you know. No, T dot. I still use it. I have to deposit my money back into it. Um, my wife asked me to withdraw it so we could have more spending money on my trip to Louisiana around the holiday, around Easter. So, you know, I'll deposit it back. I'll have it back this week. I'll deposit it back today and put it back in. And I should have it up tomorrow. U-Stock's usually pretty good with same-day deposits. And so, yeah, U-Stock's kind of off and on. The good thing about U-Stock is that you get the money immediately when you withdraw, and when you deposit, it's in there immediately as well, especially if you choose the wire option. And so I can deposit money today, and it'll be in my account tomorrow, and vice versa. If I want to withdraw money from my U-Stock account, I kind of use it as a bank account. I can withdraw it, and it'll be in my account the same day if I withdraw it early enough. And so that's a cool thing about U-Stock is that you know you're going to get your money from it. Yeah, I still have time though, Sergio, with TradeNet. And really, TradeNet's just kind of a learning experience for me. You know, it's a way for me to use cheap commissions and learn how to trade. You know, if I lose my account, you know, $500, you know, it sucks, but it's not the end of the world, really. You know. So, you know, that's a tough question to answer. Ant asks who I like better, TradeNet or SureTrader. Um, I like the platform. I like SureTrader's DOS Pro platform way better. I also like the fact that I can short almost anything I want on SureTrader, and I can also trade almost anything I want. And so I definitely like those aspects of SureTrader more. I like the platform and the trading on SureTrader way more, but I like the commissions on TradeNet more than SureTrader. And just that cheap commissions for TradeNet overpowers SureTrader. Just because SureTrader's platform itself is $100 and something a month, just to have level 2 and platform, stuff like that. But I definitely like the DOS Pro platform better than almost any other broker I've ever used. And so, you know, It's tough. It's kind of a mix. I like SureTrader better in a lot of ways. I like TradeNet better, especially financially. I like TradeNet a lot better just because it's a lot cheaper. What's up, Jonathan? What's up, man? How do you turn off the opening bell sound on Thinkorswim? It scares you at work. I don't know, man. Just turn the volume down on your speaker at 9:30. You know, I'm sure there's a way to do it. I just don't know how. I've never turned it off. I like the bell. Gets me pumped up for the market. 100%, Sergio. I would rather lose $500 in TradeNet than paper trade because paper trading, let's be honest, you don't really care. Paper trading, I definitely care if I lose this money in my TradeNet account, and so regardless of what, I mean, it's not the end of the world, um, it's not the end of the world, but I definitely care if I lose my TradeNet account. Paper trading, you don't really care. You can kind of get in, forget you even got in a position, hold it as long as you want, hope it continues to go up. But paper trading is good for like testing patterns. Paper trading, if you're going to test a pattern, paper trading is what you want to do. Kind of making sure a pattern is profitable and reliable. Aside from that, paper trading, like I said, you just don't care if you lose money. You could pretend you do, but deep down inside, it's not real money. And so it's not, you don't have that emotion to get in and out of a position. You don't have that, fear when you're in a position. Not necessarily fear, but anticipation and apprehension and everything like that. Like, you just don't have that paper trading. And so I think saving up money and spending $500 on a TradeNet account is a lot better tool to learn how to trade than paper trading. Because I think trading is mostly just experience. It just takes experience to learn. Appreciate that, Ant. Someone once said to me, your tuition to learn on the market is your losses you will incur at the beginning, so keep your sizes small. 100%. Most traders are going to lose money their first time. You got to be okay with losing your first account because no matter how much you want to keep it, no matter how much you want to be profitable, a large majority of new traders are going to lose their first account. It's just kind of how it is. I lost my first account. Almost every other trader I've ever spoken to lost their first account, so most are going to lose it. Just because of the emotions. And it's kind of a new emotion to see that you want to chase back a trade, or you want to chase a stock, or you want to win back your losses. You got to learn how to deal with that, Unless you just have so much money that you don't really care about losing it, you're gonna care about your first account. You get all these hopes in trading, and you kind of learn really quickly that it's not as easy as it looks online. Yeah, honestly, I didn't know that yeah, they close down your account if you don't have 5K in profits. But I mean, that gives you a year. Most traders are going to lose their first account by a year. And if you don't, and then if you do turn out to be profitable in your first TradeNet account, you could just open up another one. And, I think TradeNet's more of a training tool than anything. But that's kind of silly, though, at the same time. I've never kept one that long, though, so I don't know. Kind of bummed out. I wanted GERN to stay a little bit high so I could possibly short it. What's up, Power Zone? Man, Joshua, you're stuck in LFIN? That's crazy, man. Good luck, man. It should resume sometime. You just never know. Let me look up the news, see if LFIN had any new any new stuff come out for it. That's crazy though. It's rough. Okay, so the news release on LFIN is not good. There's one on Thinkorswim that says Schubert Law Firm investigates alleged Longfin stock fraud. So alleged LFIN stock fraud. On March 22nd, Citron Research reported that Longfin was a quote-unquote pure stock scheme and that its was a quote-unquote pure stock scheme and its public statements are quote-unquote riddled with inaccuracies and fraud. On March 27th, Bloomberg reported that the company was being removed from the Russell 2000 index less than 2 weeks after joining. On this news, shares of Longfin fell over $36 in 2 trading days. On April 2nd, after the market closed, LFIN filed its Form 10-K annual reports in which it disclosed that on March 5th, the Division of Enforcement of the SEC informed the company that it is conducting an investigation in the matter of trading in the securities of Longfin Corp. And requested that the company provide certain documents in connection with its investigation, including documents related to the IPO and other financing and the acquisition of Zidoo.com. Longfin closed on April 3rd at $9.89 per share, down over 90% from a high of over $142 on December 18th. So, yeah, that's pretty grim news for LFIN. I'm showing it frozen here from April 6th. On April 6th, an SEC complaint against Longfin and 3 insiders was unsealed in the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York, alleging violations of the federal securities laws, and the SEC obtained a court order freezing more than $27 million in trading proceeds from the allegedly unlawful stock sales. The SEC stated that Longfin failed to make required SEC filings and that the defendants sold unregistered Longfin securities into the market. Also, NASDAQ halted trading of Longfin stock. So yeah, that's pretty grim news for LFIN. Yeah. That's crazy, guys. I mean, if you made money, T-Dot, you made it. You keep it, If you're still into it, if you're still holding shares, you most likely lost them. I doubt it'll ever get resumed. It may, you never know, but, I seriously doubt it. So, all right, market opening up in 30 seconds, guys. I got to get ready. Pretty grim news, though. For your sake, Joshua, I hope it comes back, man. I hope it opens up for you. All right, so market's opening up in 20 seconds, guys. Good luck. All right, here goes the open. CYTR is moving some. And CYTR is tradable. All right, TRPX breaking the pre-market high, pushing up to 729. I mean, this one, it looks good. Be careful, though. Big gap already. There's a big pullback. VSTM falling. LMFA falling. CHFS. I'm pretty sure I can trade CHFS, yeah. Alright, so there goes. This was a picture perfect overextended short break of the low right here at 7. We'll see if it holds and breaks under it. That's what I want to see first if I was considering getting into it. I want to see it hold under 7. CYTR. There's a good short on CYTR. Let me wait for it. Big spread. Don't really like the spread. Tried to get in. No fill. Crazy 10-cent spread on a $1.60 stock there, so it must have a big float. Alright, so TRPX is acting a little shady, honestly. It's kind of bouncing back and forth. Kind of trying to find its legs here. I'd be very careful with it. If it does start pushing up, maybe it's a good thing I didn't get in it going short today. Because I may have jumped in right here if I was able to trade it when it broke under 7. So maybe it's a good thing. We'll see though. Yeah, there's the drop. All right, down to 684. Yeah, this is kind of what I look for with these shorts though in TRPX. I don't know if it's actually going to fulfill. Remember, I'm not an investment professional, I'm not liable. I don't want anybody to try to follow along with what I'm what I'm saying here, but that's kind of what I look for in shorts. We'll see if it drops back under 7. RGNX. Cassie trying to keep dropping here. Later, T-Dot. PTN. Yeah, I need some more volume. It's a high float stock as it is, and so thus it could it's going to take a lot to make it move. All right, there's a washout long on CYTR here. Here's a washout long with CYTR. Doesn't have much volume though. But this is kind of what I look for with a washout long setup. The only problem is the volume's low. Forward. A lot of support right here at 680s for TRPX. Maybe watch out for a continuation short here on CASI. Yeah, I might have been wrong about VSTM too. Or not VSTM, about TRPX. Oh, there it goes. Every time I look away, this stuff happens. I mean, it bounced back here. Really choppy. Very choppy day right now. Alright, there goes TRPX. Maybe I wasn't wrong. Maybe it just took a little while. Let's see what else. CENX. Alright, there goes the $50, the $half break. CENX running, CASI dropping. Definitely was watching it at 660 with CASI. Looks like it's pulling back a little bit too quickly for me though. And there goes TRPX dropping like I thought it might. Down to 640, CASI. That low of the day. Should have jumped in. There it goes. Down to 635. Definitely was the one I should have jumped in with. CASI. Missed it. Oof, look at that beautiful drop on CASI. Man, definitely having some FOMO with that one now. Completely missed that one, guys. Called it out. Said I like it under that low of the day at 660. And talked myself out of getting into it. Bummer. AVEO. Kind of looks like a washout long. Look at that drop on CASI. I'm still stunned by that huge drop. But yeah, this was the play to get into that I called out. Missed it. Look at VSTM. It's amazing how reliable this overextended short setup is. It really is amazing how reliable this setup is. You know, you look at VSTM, it's overextended. Said I like it for a short. You look at TRPX, overextended, said I like it for a short. And so it's amazing how reliable just that simple pattern can be. You know, not saying these won't bounce back, but you know, there's already a lot of profit to be made with TRPX and VSTM. Unfortunately, I just couldn't trade them. But you see, that's why these are stocks that I look for with the short setup with VSTM and TRPX. I look for stocks overextended over 10% in pre-market and short them when they break the low of the day. And so, thus is why it's one of my favorite setups. Unfortunately, I just couldn't get into it today. Eyes salty, eyes moving. Yeah, waiting to see what AVEO does right here at 240. And there goes TRPX. So it's crazy how reliable this setup is. You know, this one's down almost 40 cents from where it opened. This one's down about 20-25 cents. So ridiculous how reliable that setup is. Just got to wait for me to be able to trade one on TradeNet. Also watch this CASI trade I called out. Maybe jump in AVEO here with the small share size just because I don't trust it as much. Can't trade AVEO. Maybe on Robinhood. I'll jump in it on Robinhood. Not enough buying power. I can only buy 45. Fair enough. All right, so I'm in AVEO there with 45 shares. For this high of yesterday break. I'm gonna let it sit for a second, maybe test that 250 level. Usually people contact them on Twitter. Danny. See ya, Ben. Thanks for watching, man. But yeah, guys, you can see, like, I'm always preaching this overextended short setup, and I said these two were my favorite for it. And you can see, once they break the low of the day, they just crash, you know. Not saying they won't bounce back, but there's a lot of profit to be made just in these downward moves at the open. So, you know, I just got to find, you know, I've really been considering opening up a SureTrader account just for that reason. Or maybe I just need to find a broker where I can short. But a lot of profit to be made just in these downward pushes here. Another good example of it that I couldn't trade is APOP. But not as much volume, but kind of the same thing here. Actually, this one has low volume. I don't know if I would have jumped into it no matter what. I could see VSTM starting to reverse here and then eventually breaking this high for a washout long though. So be on the lookout for maybe a high of the day break now on VSTM. But you can't ever underestimate that morning panic, you know. Alright, there goes CASI starting to wash again some more. Alright, so GERN's trying to push back up. It's just not moving at all. Very low volume. Not until I see it get a momentum push am I going to even consider it. MVCN dropping. Colombiano. Alright, so there's AVEO up to 249. See, I'm up a small amount on Robinhood with it, with my little bitty share size. Gonna let it work for probably the rest of the day. NVCN. NVCN looked like a good overextended short as well. But I don't you know, I know I'm always preaching the overextended short setup, but I don't do it with cheap penny stocks. Just not what you want to do. Just because these little cheap stocks, they are much harder to predict on the short side, at least in my opinion. I just don't like them as much on the short side. I usually only stick to longs with these type of plays. You're getting pumped up, huh, Tiny? Good, man. Yeah, you got to feel the emotions in it, man. Honestly, though, the best, like, what you really want to do, Tiny, is you want to get it to when you're really trading that you don't feel barely any emotions at all. Now, it's impossible. You're always going to feel some type of emotion, but you want to minimize your emotions as much as possible, because your emotions can blind you to what you should really be doing. You know, like if you're taking a big sizing and you want the stock to go up and it has a huge pullback, you know, your emotions might say, oh, well, this pullback is so big, I might as well just hold through it and see if it rebounds. And so emotions are actually bad in trading. All right, so LABD is dropping. Let me see. Up $5 today, down 12 overall. You know what? I'm going to still hold this one. I'm going to let it drop. Put size is 350, so I'm going to hold it. See what happens. Yeah, I mean, emotions are good in some ways, but what I mean is you don't want to be too nervous when you're in a position. You want to be calm. You know, it shouldn't phase you too much. You want to stick to your plan. You don't want to let emotions talk you out of your trading plan. You know what I mean? That's what I ultimately mean by it. You don't want to let emotions get the better of you and make you get out too early if your plan was to stay in until a certain point. That's why, you know, I usually try to stick to my plan when I'm in a trade, and you know, before I get in, I try to say, okay, if it breaks this level, I'm going to end up exiting it, you know. BPMX. I mean, it's not really moving too much today. The only thing I can really look at is the daily with BPMX. And I mean, we'll see if it holds over this 20-cent level. If it drops under 18, I'd be a little nervous with it. But like I said, this is just my opinion on it. So we'll see. CENX ran a decent amount this morning. CENX. That's right, Coolio. Coolio. That's right, man. Perseverance, dude. Alright, so AVEO still looking good here. Nice little break of yesterday's high. You can see it broke 240. That's when I got in. I am up 371. HEAR. Turtle Beach. Yeah, Turtle Beach made a nice little push this morning. I think this is a split, though, guys. I think this is a reverse split, which is why it's up so much. But, I mean, look at this move. A lot of move, a lot of volume. Went up to 575, came back down to 435, so we'll see. UGAZ. Look at UGAZ fall. And I'm sure some people are watching the stream saying, man, he's not even getting into anything. He's not even trading anything. But that's actually a good lesson people should understand, is that if you don't see any of your setups, like, you need to test what setups work for you. For me, I know the overextended short setup is one of my favorite. And there's two good examples of it today, VSTM and TRPX. When it broke the low of the day here, it gave you, what is that? It gave you 20 or 32 cents to profit from on TRPX. And this one, from when it opened and broke this low, it gave you about 10 cents. But this one's range is much smaller. But these are good examples of it. And that's my favorite setup to get into. And it would have worked out if I could have traded them on TradeNet. And so, there's nothing wrong with just waiting for premium setups. If you don't see any you really like, there's nothing wrong with just sitting back and watching and waiting. And, like I said, I don't see many I like today. And so I'm sitting here waiting to see if I get any decent low of the day breaks maybe on some of these. Appreciate the sub, Colombiano. Appreciate it, man. Welcome. I do this every weekday morning, man. Every weekday morning I review what's moving in pre-market and then day trade live for an hour and a half maybe. Which ones are you talking about? You were in at 26, Colombiano. 7, you're in at 25. Are you talking about BPMX? Is what I'm guessing. I just know BPMX is like 7's baby. He's been talking about that one for weeks now. And I hope it pushes up huge for y'all. CASI starting to reverse. I may look to get in CASI if it breaks this $7 level right here. If it comes all the way back, we'll see though. Got to see a decent amount of volume for it. Yeah, that's what I figured. I know that's your baby, 7. If it holds support over 20, I like it for a long play. We'll see though. Free donuts on Wednesday. Waiting for that first candle, that first green candle. Here it is. But that's a crazy drop. Yeah, now that would be the time to rebound it at 40.52, bouncing off the whole dollar. You feed BPMX every day, huh, 7? You got to take care of your baby, man. Yeah, I'm watching UGAZ here. Another one people are talking about is CENX. CENX has just been on a nice little push all day today. You can see something I always preach is that a lot of times these tiny gappers are the ones that run the most. And you can see CENX was a small gapper, under 10%, only gapped up about 60 cents. So a tiny gapper, under 10%, and this thing ran at the open, had a really nice 1-minute pullback setup right here. You can see it pushed up, had this one consolidation red candle, and then when it broke that red candle, volume spiked up here, and you can see it started to run for the rest of the day. So really nice 1-minute setup. BZUN. BZUN had a nice push as well, small gap, ran a huge amount. And TRPX testing that low of the day. Would probably jump in here if I could. See if it's going to actually fill some of that gap. Although it may have some support right here. We'll see if it bounces off that. MEET running up some. MEET trying to break the high of the day. So I can trade MEET, although I'm not super confident in it. Trying to break that 215 level. We'll see what happens. LPCN. LPCN did have a nice little spike here up to 178, but the volume's just not there. MEET testing the high of the day again. But yeah, this is exactly what I look for with TRPX. I would have loved to trade this one today. And this is the kind of setups I'm waiting for to use bigger sizing. Maybe scalp them a little bit, maybe hold longer, but this is kind of what I look for. TRPX, perfect example. VSTM's a pretty good example too. HEAR had that crazy move. MFGP trying to come back around here. You can see MFGP testing the high of the day at 1622 now. EBIO had a nice little washout long, although the range is a little bit small. It's not moving much, but had a nice little washout long for EBIO. Look at ALRN, guys. ALRN looks to be running, but it's either halted. Yeah, it's halted. Look at ALRN, they'll get halted on the way up. BSTM trying to break that low. I wonder what happened. I used to be able to trade BSTM. They took it off for some reason. I don't know why. SDRL consolidating. Yeah, SDRL. I mean, this one's a former runner for sure. I've seen this one run in the past. Let's look at the daily. Having some support at 22. Maybe time for a pushback up, but yeah, you can see this one ran up to 55 a while back in November of last year. Still got some time for LABD to run down to 350. Gonna hold it, continue. Ford. There's two Fords actually. There's F for Ford Motor Company, and then there's the stock Ford. I'm assuming y'all are talking about FORD. Had a nice little move after a small gap. Another good example of why I look for small gappers for long setups and big gappers for shorts. And this is something traders should understand, really. You know, it's all about whether a stock's extended or not. That's basically what my trading revolves around. And you can see FORD was a small gapper, ran all the way up to 192 at the open. TRPX was a big gapper. It's down to 647 now. So something new traders should always understand is that most of the time with these big heavy up gappers, that, you know, stocks that gap up way over 10%, most of the time people are going to start taking profits at the open, and thus it's going to start a squeeze in the downward direction most of the time. I mean, there's always outliers like LFIN for an example, or TENX a few weeks back. But most of the time, at least in my opinion, when a stock gaps up over 10%, it's going to end up washing out at the open. And a lot of the times, like you can see for FORD, like AVEO, the small gappers are the ones that run the most at the open because they're not extended, you know. You tried a long GERN, Jonathan, got stopped out. Yeah, GERN is just not moving much. It looked like an okay gapper, but at the open, I mean, all day today, it's only had a range of like 10 cents. So, very small range, just not moving enough to profit from, at least for me, you know. You'll get there, Jonathan, though, man. Just takes a little bit of time, you know. LABD, my call or my put on LABD is starting to get a little bit better than it was earlier. Rashid, I've been trading actively for about 8 months, 8 or 9 months. Trading altogether about 2 years. You know, about 8 or 9 months ago, I started trading every day. Every weekday, you know. Oh, yeah, $10 loss, that's tiny, man. You'll bounce back, Jonathan. VSTM continues to fall here after a big gap up. $280. Yeah, we'll see. I think it may bounce off of the close yesterday at 3. Appreciate it, NYC. Yeah, everybody hit the like button for me if you can. INPX pushing. Wow, look at INPX, guys. Good call. Missed this one. Look at that run. Nice little washout long right there. You can see it dip down some initially at the open. It dropped down to this level right here. Found some support when it broke this high right here. Volume picks up. You can see the volume start right here. Nice example of a washout long. Kind of dipped down some. Broke the high of the day. Pushed up to 104. With a 10% move in a few minutes. So not bad. wants to hold over 1 though. A lot of times stocks that break 1 try to hold over it. Yeah, I just didn't see any stocks. Like, if I could find a stock like BSTM or TRPX that TradeNet will allow me to short tomorrow, I'll definitely jump in that, try to use bigger sizing. But, you know, nothing wrong with sitting back and waiting and being patient for good setups until I see them. BLFS, guys, is looking for yesterday's high of day, or Friday's high of day was at 750. It's at 747 now. Just got a big volume spike. We'll see if it follows through with BLFS. All right, there goes INPX. Look at RSYS, though. Look at this move. RSYS pushing up strong. INPX pushing up. Nice move here. SPY washing. Look at RSYS though, guys, up to 69. RGNX looks interesting. Gonna watch it over that $35 level with RGNX. INPX up to 106. Market's starting to slow down a little bit, guys. CRSP, nice washout long here as well after a small gap. Starting to push up to 47 now. MTG failing. Up to 107. With INPX, RSYS is up to 68 cents. Look at MTG's fail there. Look at this. Tried to rebound, broke the low of the day here, and it's continuing. Trying to get under that low again. You can see AVEO, the only thing I've gotten into today, is back up to 254. Up about $4 on it right now. Gonna hold it, see if it continues here, breaks the high of the day, continues up. Alright, so there goes RGNX trying to get over this high of the day at 34.95, the high of pre-market, I mean. It's testing it. It's trying right now. Having a little pullback there. CASI is trying to reverse as well. Had a big drop at the open. Now it's coming back. It's at 664. You know, but I always say a lot of times when a stock breaks the pre-market high this late in the day, it'll get rejected. We'll see though. It looks like it has some momentum to push up, but gonna keep that in mind as well. ALRN. Yeah, I was watching this one earlier. Man, came all the way back down, but look at that huge gap up to 850 or 843. Huge gap up. Later insurance. Danny, I use the 1 minute and 5 minute. A lot of times I just use the 1 minute. Later on in the day, I might use the 5. I think the 5 is more organized and better for later day moves. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and close the stream down now. There's the break of RGNX though. Really quick before I say that. Up to 35. There's a nice push on AVEO up to 255. Up 450 right now. Going to let it work a little while up to 256. 257. Nice. Going to let it work. We'll see what happens with it. But I'm going to go ahead and close the stream down now. It's 10:15. Hopefully I'll get some decent setups tomorrow so I can use a little bit larger sizing on TradeNet up to 258. Beautiful. May end up exiting soon. Going to give it a little while longer. But one profitable trade today so far. We'll see what happens with the rest of the day. And if I do decide to get in anything else, I'll go ahead and put a video out. But yeah, guys, if you haven't already and if you appreciate this content, hit the like button right now in this video. I do this every weekday morning from about 8:45 market time to about 10:15. So if you want to see that every weekday morning, make sure to hit the subscribe button now. And do me a favor, everybody click the like button right now on this video. It definitely helps support us, and we appreciate it if you do. And yeah, guys, appreciate everybody watching today. A little bit of a slow day. Didn't have too much I could get into. But I was able to have one profitable trade so far on AVEO, and so I'll take it. We'll see what happens with it. I'll probably end up getting out of it pretty soon, to be honest, and just taking my tiny profit. But yeah, guys, good luck for the rest of the day. Make sure to hit the subscribe button if you want to see this every weekday morning. And yeah, thank you, everybody that helped me get over 3,000 subscribers. It's really cool to see me starting out posting actively in August of last year to 3,000 subscribers. This weekend I finally hit it. So appreciate everybody for all the support, and good luck for the rest of the day. I'll hopefully see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys.